What's up, Tori, nerd of luck, hailing from the great state of South Carolina. And even y'all. Y'all be careful before you attack Fort Sumter again, you hear? Nah, I'm just fucking around. My mom actually is from Virginia, so I have a bit of southern blood in me, so for what it's worth, even though I've told people that, and then I told some dude from Alabama that my mom was from Virginia. He's like, oh, that's not really the South. And I'm like, fuck you, man. Virginia was the fucking capital of the Confederacy. But anyway, have fun. Hope that you're not having too much difficulty being an atheist in Bible Belt. Yeah, first of all, yeah, this video is going to be about my slow conversion to Satan. I mean, atheism. I'm just fucking around. I don't believe in Satan. Yeah, but first of all, I mean, don't lose your cool, you know. I see you getting really pissed in that video, and I don't know, maybe it's intentional, maybe it's just to get more subscribers because people eat that shit up, but there's no real reason you have to get pissed at those people. I mean, first of all, this is YouTube. It seems like there's a disproportionate amount of idiots on YouTube, you know, people who just like to throw shit around, you know. I've gotten a ton of people writing in stupid shit on my videos and my modest collection of videos, and, you know, I go click on their profile, and there's nothing there, you know, it's just like anonymous haters, so, you know, don't let that get you down. Yeah, also as far as, your belief in karma, well, I think, like, when a lot of people attack you on that, they're sort of, equating karma to the belief that there is, like, a supernatural force that's sort of, regulating who gets how much karma, and so they're equating what you say to as like a monotheistic karma sort of thing, and you know, they have this false definition of karma to begin with, that it entails a superior god or something like that, which it doesn't. I mean, the way I feel on karma is I don't even feel that there's any active force, whether it be a monotheistic god or spirits or whatever, like people's souls or whatever, somehow acting. I don't think it's anything like that, but I just think it's how it sort of works out. I mean, there's nothing concrete about it, and it's just a word for, like, the way. I think the people that do nasty shit are aware that they're doing nasty shit, and that cuts them down in the end, you know. People that steal and, like, it's just like, I don't know, you do bad things, you're gonna end up feeling like shit, even if, like, there's no, like, physical manifestation of karma. I mean, that's I don't believe there's any active thing that makes that happen, so to all you haters who are gonna say I'm not a real atheist, fuck you in advance, but, you know, I just think that's the way it plays out. There's no supernatural force that's enforcing that, but, you know, it's just sort of how it happens, and karma's, for me, just a way of saying something else. Just like a more efficient way of saying something. So, do I believe in it? I don't, like, believe, quote-unquote, in karma, but, you know, I do think that there is, like, the people that you do bad things, you're not going to be as happy of a person. And if you have a problem with that, then fuck you. But onto the whole, me becoming an atheist thing. So yeah, like everyone else, I was born as an atheist. Everyone in my family is Christian, and as far as I know, they still are. Like I said earlier, my mom's from the South. She comes from a very Christian family. My dad, not as much, but they're still all Christians, and so, you know, we'd always go to church, and I was 5, and so, you know, like, they keep telling me, it's sort of like, you know, I think that that's really the main reason why most people do become Christians or monotheist, because I don't think people would really come to that conclusion if it weren't like a family thing and like a community thing, and, you know, it sort of becomes their identity, you know, and then they don't want to change that about themselves. So, you know, I was going to church and, like, doing silent prayer and everything in church, and, you know, the thing is, like, I'd like be asking God all these things, and, like, I'd actually be like, I'd hear voices that I was trying to convince myself, oh, is that God, and then I came to the realization it was just me thinking what I thought God should be saying, according to like people's testimony about what God is, and so I'm like, oh man, this is nuts. So but it was more of a gradual evolution towards atheism. Like, to this day it remains the most important thing to me about religion, that it should be kept. I think it's more like when it becomes a like a group thing, then it's just an avenue for mob mentality. If you want to believe in God and everything in the Bible in your own time, then that's fine. But I don't. Like, first of all, like, I thought, okay, well, I'm still going to believe in God and Jesus and everything. Like, by the way, I never really had a clear idea of what Jesus meant until, like, long after I'd given up belief in him. And this was around the time I was about 10 years old or so that I was thinking that. After that point, between, like, the ages of 10 and 15, I started to really consider myself as an agnostic. In retrospect, like a definite agnostic, in the sense of, okay, yeah, well, maybe the Christian God exists. That's that kind of agnostic. And so, looking back on it, that was more of a means of, like, appeasement to the family situation. As it progressed, like, for a while I considered myself a deist, and that sort of like, okay, well, it makes sense that there's a God, even though to me it doesn't now at all, because I've thought about it more. But, I was a deist, I was an agnostic. I consider myself an agnostic up until, like, as late as, like, 3 years ago or so, when I first started college. But the more I think about it, the more I thought about it, the less it made sense that there actually was a God, even though I maintain that, like, there's no way to disprove it. Just as there's no way to disprove the Easter Bunny, that sort of thing. But yeah, as it stands now, I'm a weak atheist / atheistic agnostic, because I don't say, but I mean, if your definition of strong agnostic is that, or strong atheist rather, is that you say that the God of the Bible doesn't exist, then yes, I am strong atheist. But I don't know, there's few people that say that any God can be disproven just because it's such a supernatural thing. It's difficult to disprove supernatural things because they all come with their own escape clause, which I talk about in some earlier videos. Where is it going with this? Oh yeah, just the 2 or 3 months or so that I've been on YouTube, it's just been good at me, like, sharpening my speaking skills and sort of, like, becoming more solid on, like, why, like, the intricate details of why I believe, or I hate to say the word believe, but why I think the way that I do, So that's basically my story from the beginning, getting converted to Christianity, sort of, then gradually breaking free of it. So, yeah, Tori, thank you for putting that video together. I'm sure you're feeling okay now with this whole thing. Just don't let the idiots get to you, basically. And, yeah, I'll see you around.
These go to 11.